informational site with Builder. This is part one. We're going to start on the whole creative workflow from creating an identity, connecting in this case, we're going to use Dreamweaver, and just going through the whole thing in Builder and making a theme, a custom theme, look really, really nice. So we're going to get started now, and we're going to use screen 2. You're going to get to not see my face anymore. So we're going to have that screen, and that's where we're going to be doing all our development. Very well. First thing is always create a new user in Chrome. If you're not using Chrome, use Chrome. It's the best thing in the world. And we're going to use it to create an identity. And this is a trucking website, so we're going to find some trucker guy or something. Hamburger looks fine, so Truckworks is the name of the client, something like that. And I'm going to create a desktop user and everything. So I'm going to create a new account. One of the things that I'm going to recommend to you is to use Evernote. So we always keep our notes in Evernote on whatever you're doing. And we're going to go in and create a new notebook. And then it's going to be Truckworks Informational, because I think I have something with Truckworks. Alright. Then we're going to start adding all the notes in there. So this helps you keep all your logins and everything in one place, ready to go. And here we go. So let's find Truckworks. Truckworks somewhere. I made a Truckworks Informational.
So you just create a new note for Truckworks.
Yeah, I don't know if it worked, so I'm gonna make it again. Truckworks Informational. I have Truckworks because it's been a past client. So file, new notebook, Truckworks.
Now you're using the desktop version?
Informational. I do, yeah. I
Feature-wise,
use.
is it the same as the web browser version?
We'll do V2. Say that again?
Is it the same feature-wise as the browser version?
Yes. It's a little better because it's a desktop app. So I'm gonna look for my V2. I just don't know why I am not finding it. So I'm gonna look for the notebook. It must be somewhere else. I'm trying to make it under my website folder. Yes. So I'll bring it up to my websites folder. As you can see, there's a lot of websites there. So here we go. So we'll start the new note. The first thing is to create a Gmail identity and LastPass. One of the things I also recommend is to have random.org ready so you can create passwords really easy. So we'll go into creating passwords here. And I like to keep them long so that they're hard to get hacked. And there we go. We have a whole bunch of passwords ready to go. Okay. So this is my old user. And I'm going to find my new user for Chrome. And I'm going to make Trucky Paris is going to be our identity. And info. That's what we're going to call our ID. And we're going to put it in Evernote at gmail.com. And we're going to get a password. And then I'll put it in here, and I'll put it in here. Going through the password fast so that you guys don't go in and do something, right? Because this is being broadcasted publicly, and we don't know and then I'll just use my current address. Obviously, Google hasn't had a problem with me creating all these. Let's refresh the CAPTCHA. It's 155. There we go. Next step. Truckee Perez is ready to go. So make sure you keep your password safe. Like I use Evernote. Then we'll just go and let's see. We're gonna go get a LastPass extension because Google's crapping out on us. So that is the second step. Get it in there. And we do this in order to be able to have different identities in Chrome and for your different clients. If you're a web designer, this is very, very good. Like this is the Aspired conference, just to give you an example. So I have all the relevant stuff that's needed for them, their website, their WordPress backend, their Dropbox. Some clients, it's more thorough, will have analytics and stuff, so that's what it is for. Okay, so LastPass is ready to go. We'll just get our email. Same email as Google, and we'll use the same password.
What if your client already has a Google identity? Do you still create a new
You
one?
use it. No, you use that one. Most likely they won't, or they have several. So
So
the
if,
question is, people have Google identities already. What do you do? Go ahead, Ben.
so if they already have a Google identity, you just use their existing identity. You get their password and
Correct.
information.
Yes, you use their password and try to get everything as congruent as possible.
And in this particular client doesn't have a Google account already.
No, they do, but I'm not gonna go get it. I'm just gonna. This is just for the development of this site.
I see.
But it's just good practice. It's just a good habit. Yeah, I'm working on it. So we have our friend Rafael here dropping by. He's a project manager. Yep.
Going on air.
Right. We're teaching how to do this stuff. So excellent. And he's gone. He doesn't know it's just the screen. Yep. It's just the screen, so no identities are being shown here. Good. All right. After this, we just let's sign into Gmail. Sign in. Just to have where we go, and we use our same.
Did you use a VPN to switch your IP when you created this new email?
No, not really, because I'm not using it for any SEO purposes. So we didn't change any proxies or anything. I don't. I haven't had a problem yet, and I've created a lot of identities under my email. I guess they just like that you're identified, and I guess that's my pattern. I really don't know, because you never know with Google, right?
And when you got the password set up as for the Kevin, right?
So we go to set pages, and we start setting pages for what we need. Like we will probably usually use the Gmail, so we're already set there. And now we are gonna go and find. So now we're ready to go. Now we're gonna go find our server where we're gonna install our WordPress fresh installation. And in this case, it's gonna be Royal Ink Projects. .com / and we're gonna use trucks. All right. So we don't have that page yet, but we're gonna leave it there. And then I'm gonna go into the C panel, which I have somewhere in my Evernote, of course. So I'm gonna go look for it, and that's why you use Evernote. Royal Ink Projects.
So it's sort of like a cloud
C panel, yeah.
The emails are right here.
Royal Ink Projects. There it is. Control C. Control-V. This is just gonna be a development server, and we're gonna transfer it eventually into its own domain and everything.
I see.
And the thing is that we've had trouble with the server, so we're not gonna let that stop us. We're just gonna develop here, and we have a really good tool called Backup Buddy that helps us do that. So I'm gonna reset my pages again. So I'm gonna have use current pages, and I'm gonna use all these pages. Okay. So now I'm gonna go and download some WordPress. I'm gonna download the latest version of WordPress. WordPress.org. I like doing this manually.
You don't like using soft delicious?
No, they leave a lot. It leaves other software tools leave a lot of footprints that hackers use to take exploits on the sites and go in with programs like GScraper and and GSA. So we're trying to avoid that. I mean, if somebody's gonna want to hack you, they're gonna hack you. That's just the way it is. They can hack the NSA, they'll hack you. So, but at least you're getting rid of most of the bots. So let's go find that file, upload it. Where are we? Downloads, of course, and WordPress. So we're gonna find the latest date. It's a good tip to find your latest file, WordPress 4.0. Looks beautiful, right? So we upload it directly to the server, and we're gonna go in and also we're gonna make a after this. We're gonna go in and connect our file editor, which in this case is gonna be Dreamweaver. No. And I'm gonna bring it into the screen now. Alright, I'm glad I put 18 years old. If you can hear the background noise, we're in a development office, so you know there's some colorful language going on sometimes. Alright, let's see. We're gonna go to edit. Where is the freaking manage sites? And we're gonna create a new site. Alright, so when you're doing your site locally, I recommend always having a folder where you do your sites. Truckworks info. So I have a folder that is actually in the cloud in copy.com. I recommend the service.
Copy.com.
Correct. It's like Dropbox. But you know, you choose your poison. Then I create a new folder here. Truckworks info. I always organize it into main pipe things. The site and images sandbox. Images are a very, very basic thing in the web. I don't think you're ever going to escape having an images sandbox where you can move around your images and do whatever you need, right? So I chose site. I select the folder, and that's where all my site is going to be locally, right? Now I'm going to define a remote server, and I'm going to go make a little FTP user here. So we're going to go back to our cPanel, and I'm going to make my FTP. I think I have one already, but I'm going to make another one for teaching purposes. You know, I'm Sergio Chavez. I'm not going to give you the password, of course. And it's just a simple password that I know that's across my stuff. And then make sure that you go into the public HTML, because if not, it's going to kick you into Sergio and you're not going to be able to see the site. So I'm creating the FTP account. My passwords don't match. Let's correct it. So I'll create it. We'll do it again. I love doing these things live because it really shows you what people go through when you're actually developing. There's never ever perfection. There's always a bug coming up, and that's part of our jobs as developers, right? Okay, so now I have my FTP. So I'm gonna declare it. It's very simple. especially if you're using something like Dreamweaver. It's not super secure or anything, but it does the job for the time being. So FTP Royal, which is Royal Inc., and then FTP dot Royal Inc. projects.com, and Sergio Royal Inc. projects.com, then test. Okay, so we're connected successfully. Now I have to go and make the subdirectory, which I forgot. So we're gonna make a new subdirectory, and we do it here somewhere, new folder, and let's see, what was it, /trucks. So we're gonna put in trucks, trucks, boom, create new folder, and that's where we're gonna send our WordPress. Let's send it in there. So we right click and then move, and then /trucks, move files, perfect. Alright, so now we're gonna uncompress it there, and we're gonna get our WordPress ready to go. Extract. Okay, boom. It's gonna make a WordPress folder, so after that we're just gonna go in, choose everything, and then we're gonna move it to the base folder. Move files. So you'll have your WordPress right there and there. Now I can go back to Dreamweaver and connect, and we're gonna make the root directory public HTML trucks. Trucks. Alright. So let's test it again, see if it goes in all the way there. For some reason it's not, so let's go troubleshoot it. It may be because it's going directly to public HTML, so let's just try trucks and then test. Okay, so we're good. We're in, and we save that. Boom. And let's see what's up. By connecting this little widget up there, let's see what's up with our remote server. Okay, good. So we can see our WordPress install right there. We can work from here or from the cPanel. Usually it's faster to do server interactions from cPanel, so that's what I'm going to do for now. But I'm going to change the code in Dreamweaver. So I'm going to delete the WordPress folder, which is empty now. And we're going to go and start on the install file, the zip file, boom, bye-bye. So I'm going to go and make a config file, which is what connects WordPress. But before, I forgot, we have to go make a database. So we keep our things in, of course, our friend Evernote, right? So Evernote, where are we? TruckWorks informational, and then we're gonna make a new node, which is database, and we're gonna do the same thing, get really complex database names, so people don't try to hack it or anything. Well, so bots don't try to hack it. So let's make a nice complex database, and let's go and find our random.org again. There we go. And we'll use another one of these long ass things. Then a little bot scraper is not gonna want to go and scrape all those things. I'm sitting with an SEO expert here, so we're just having some local jokes, because there are certain things on SEO you can do, and just go and hack databases and do havoc on other people's sites, which is not the subject of today's class, right? Alright, so we create our database. Now we're going to create a user, and we're going to find some crazy 7 characters again. And let's see, boom. So that's going to be our user. It's going to probably be Royal Pro, which is the conventions that these cPanels create, and then I'm going to do that, and then so I put in first the database, then the user, and then here we go. So I'm gonna get, oh, the username cannot be longer than 7 characters. 2, 3, 4, I think it's, let's see, try it again. And then I'll generate another password too. Use your stuff. There we go. So it's a password generator there, so you can use it. Uh, don't forget to put it in your Evernote, because then if you forget, you're screwed. Alright, so that's your user and that's your password. And we'll create the user. Right, go back. So now we're gonna connect users. And we're gonna look, I think it's gonna be the second one and the second one here. Yes. I'm just gonna look at it. Yes, it is. Okay, so I'm gonna add the user to the database. Once it's added, I'll give him all the privileges in the world, make changes. So now I have everything ready to go, and I'm gonna go and make my config file. So we're gonna go in wp config sample, and I'm gonna save it as config. You guys better not hack my site, because you're seeing all the database stuff. I'm giving value here, so please, 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 don't get any ideas. So I'm gonna use the database name that I have there. I'm gonna put it here in the database name.
So with your current setup, it saves to your copy.conf folder and to your server simultaneously. Every time you press save,
Correct.
it saves to both directories.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes. So we're the question was here if we're saving in the cloud and saving locally, and yes, we are. And I do that because you kind of are in a bind somewhere and you have to do stuff, and you don't have your computer, but you have access to the cloud, so you can. That's the beauty of the cloud these days. That's a whole other class, using cloud tools we can go into. The next thing is we find a salt key for WordPress. So we find salt key generator, and it's gonna be an API way of WordPress, and they'll generate these. This is just a huge ass key that prevents people from signing into your site and doing stuff. I really have never understood it fully, but I know that it has to be in there. So if somebody understands it fully, I mean, that's great. I wish you would show me. Now the prefix also, I like to take the WP off. It's very important, and I like to make it very complex. So I go back to my random.org and find a long ass string again, and I'll put it in as a prefix. And there we go. So then people can't exploit your database as easy, right? There's another line of code that I usually put in here, but we'll go in when we do security. These are your basics. And when you start the site, you will see that a lot of the, just by handling all these things, a lot of the security issues that most plugins, security plugins deal with or see are already handled. We will see that when we start getting live. So now we should have a connected WordPress installation, and if we do, we should be able to see something right here. So yeah, now we have our WordPress connected, and we're gonna find. I really don't remember how to spell the name, so I'm gonna find it. This is important though, so that's why. Let's go in and find. It's Truck Works with a U. All right, Truck Works. I think it was an Illinois site, so we're gonna use TruckWorks Illinois. And since it's Mr. Royal Link that's handling the project, we'll make the username Royal Link. And again, Royal Inc. Right? Yeah. So we're gonna go to Evernote, and we're gonna make a new note with our WP admin. And that's where we're gonna save this. So Control C, Control V. And I mean, you get used to this. I'm gonna use a password generator here. I use like 24 characters. So I'm gonna make a nice little. Can't do it. All right. Control C. Yeah. Control V. Control V. I never know, and I don't want you guys to see it, so that's why I did it so fast. And my email is. Um, we're gonna use a project manager. All right. So we'll allow search engines to index the site, and we're good to go. So now we're gonna log in. I think we have it saved.
Is there any reason you don't no index the development site? Because you don't really need it to be crawled.
Because when I transfer it, I mean, this is gonna be like a 4-hour thing, really. Like if we hustle, we can get it done today. So we'll transfer it within the day on those settings. I mean, I think that's for the robots, right? So it changes robots file, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
It puts a no index directed. Basically, I mean, if it's a dev site, you don't need it to be crawled until it goes live.
Yeah, I really don't care because it's not. There's no purpose for SEO or anything. We're not like going deep SEO here. So always save your password. Save your site. Boom.
With LastPass, are you creating a new LastPass account for everyone, or are you
Yes.
just creating a new identity under your LastPass?
No, I need a LastPass account. Yeah, I don't want to keep. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because if the client, I give this is an added value. It becomes the Google Chrome becomes a dashboard with everything for the client, right?
Right.
So then they log in with whatever they have. Yes, sir.
Sorry to interrupt.
It's okay.
Are you playing Call of Duty? Damn, look at those.
No, we're
He's doing a
recording.
hangout.
We're doing Hangouts on air,
Oh, okay.
so that
Are you
it
on
stays
right
for
now?
posterity.
Are you on one right now?
Yeah, but it's just is seeing the screen. So we have another developer coming in. What's
Do
up?
you have anything on RoyalLinkProjects.com?
Yes, I have to.
Shit.
On the root domain?
Yeah,
No.
on the domain at all.
Yeah,
Because I
I'm
need to move
building.
it. I gotta
Yeah.
put it on the VPS, the new VPS.
I'm building right now.
Are you working on those sites today?
Yes, I'm gonna
Okay.
hustle on it
Do you know when you plan on having them done and off of RoyalLink Projects?
today.
Today? I mean, they can even be on RoyalLink Projects. I can move them over for you to the new server. You see what I'm saying? So it doesn't matter. I just need to know really when you're going to be done playing with them so that I can make the move. So if you want to get back with me later on today and let me know
This
what the
afternoon,
schedule
yeah.
looks like,
Yeah.
that would be cool.
Because we're just plowing through right now.
Yeah, no problem. Just let me know because I got to get that stuff moved over and use the new server.
Excellent. Perfect.
All right, bro.
All right. So yeah, we're in our development office, and you get things like this all the time. So it's good. So we have where were we? We have an installation ready to go. Do you have any other question, Ben?
Not yet.
Okay,
Sure,
so
as we go.
I was answering the LastPass question. So then it becomes a dashboard, right? So then you don't want the client to have access to your own passwords, right? So that's what you make. Once they log into Google, it'll automatically prompt them for LastPass. So they have the same address, and then they can go in and see their statistics or everything. Let me give you a good example here. Cornerstone Furniture. They're like super SEO client for me. So, see, we have their site, we have their Google identities, we have their Google pages, we have their analytics, webmaster tools. They're logged into their site, at Gmail, Google AdWords, Pinterest, Facebook. So, and this is of great value to the client because, they go in one shot and, I want you to see your Facebook because we posted a new thing today, right? So there it is. Go and see your results on your campaign. Boom. It's very easy for them. This is across the board. This is the great thing about cloud tools. And 95% of people out there are not using anywhere close.
So your clients are accessing that Chrome dashboard as
Correct. So clients access that dashboard. That's a super utility in it. And this is, like I'm telling you, this is a whole class in itself. I've taught a class on this too. So, good stuff. Okay. So now let's keep going. Let's make our let's remake our set pages. So we have these pages whenever we start up the browser. So we're gonna set it up, use current pages, right? So I'll close it just for shits and giggles. Yeah, this is 18-year-old, so you have to be 18-year-old to be here. If you're not, then take the bad words. So I'm gonna open up the browser again, see? It starts from scratch, it starts on the Gmail. It gives me the login to the cPanel and the login to the site. So this is a thing of beauty. And I make sure whenever LastPass prompts me to save it. There we go. So we're ready to go. Next thing I do is install Builder. So we're gonna go get ithemes.com. I am an iThemes fanboy. Some people prefer Genesis, some people prefer what? Woo, some people prefer
Themes,
Royal Themes. But you know what? You make with your tools and you find what you're comfortable with. So I have my full access to iThemes, everything. Their classes, their themes, their plugins, and everything works seamless. That's what I like. I keep my plugins to a minimum and my sites don't crash. They cost, of course, but it's worth the premium. So that's what I say. If you don't want to, that's fine. I get usually Backup Buddy and Builder. So we're going to install them both, and then afterwards we're going to run security. So let's go into themes on the WordPress backend, and we have another person attending the class. She's going to be here very soon. You're going to get to meet her, Ahmed. Oh yeah, I told you about her. So we're going to add new, and we're going to add Builder. We're going to upload it from our downloads folder. Boom, install now. Anyways, while it's installing, the argument on paying for certain plugins and themes and stuff like that is you're riding on the backs of 20, 30 developers that are just creating awesome stuff for you. Why not use it? Just take advantage, save time. Okay, so we activate Builder, and then we're gonna create a child theme, which is the first thing that you do with any theme. And in this case, we're gonna client doesn't want a responsive. It's just a simple site. But the beauty of Builder is that it doesn't matter how big it is, the theme, how wide it is or whatever, it always adapts it to the mobile screen. So it's not perfectly responsive, but it's viewable. Sometimes you see themes that are not responsive on mobile devices, right? So we're gonna go in, keep current layouts and views. And we have our child theme somewhere. I should have named that somewhere, but that's fine. Widget content, comments.
How did you create the child theme in Builder?
In Builder, yeah. It gives you, when you install Builder, it prompts you the
gives you that option, right?
Right. So Builder custom, that's fine. We're gonna keep it that way. It's Builder custom. And I'm gonna go and get rid of all these other themes. We can just delete it, delete 2014, because we're not going to use them. So why have stuff that you're not going to use? Keep your sites lean. Sometimes I go into WordPress sites and I see so many plugins and so many things that are not being used. No need. No need. Just whatever you're not using, get rid of it. It can, in the future, create a backdoor, a security thing, and believe me, slow down the site. We're here with an SEO, Black Hat SEO expert, and believe me, these guys exploit whatever they can. So it does exist out there. It's not just me being an ass. All right, good. So we have our dashboard, we have our theme, And the next thing is Backup Buddy. And like I'm telling you, you go to plugins, you add new, you upload, and yes, I paid for this plugin, but when we transfer the site, it's going to be so easy, you'll see. And it creates backups, and you can make regular schedules and all that stuff. We're not going to make a schedule right now. Well, we might, because some of the security stuff that we do might prompt us to. But then when we reinstall the site in its domain, we're going to have to reprogram or remake the schedule. I forgot, there's also a thing. You have to always make sure that you license your stuff. So I'm pretty sure it's not licensed right now. So I'm going to go do that. Of course, I'm not going to give you my password. So I'm looking into Evernote and finding it.
So by licensing it, it just automatically updates. That's the benefit of doing that.
Correct. Well, it prompts you when you want to update, actually.
So if you do not license it, then in order to update the plugin or the theme, the framework, you have to re-download it and then re-upload it manually.
Correct.
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 Okay.
Yeah, that's how they are able to get away with a paid scheme on plugins for WordPress. So I'm going to license everything, and yeah, everything's going to be nice and clean and tight here. No pun intended. Okay, next thing is we're going to find a little plugin called Ultimate Security. I like it because it's very simple, it's very easy to use, and it just gives you the steps to get a basic secure install. So I'm gonna add it, and it's actually in the repository. Security, you will find it like this. Just type in Ultimate Security, and let's install it. Alright, so activate it. This is run-of-the-mill WordPress stuff. And then let's activate all these. I forgot to. We'll go into bulk action. Oh no, I don't want Hello Dolly.
I usually just delete those Akismet.
I do. Um, yeah. Sorry, Matt. We love you, but and you're my favorite billionaire, but I don't like Hello Dolly. All right, here we go. So we're gonna. It now you can see up in the bar that it prompts us to check your block security, and it's gonna go check it, and then it's gonna give you steps to do. Most of the steps we've already done in the WP config file, so you're gonna see a very small list of stuff. Usually there's all sorts of stuff coming up, so we just have to check on the configuration file and move it to the root domain. So we're going to go to our file editor, file manager. And we're just going to move it up a level. Move. Just put it up on public HTML for now. Okay. So let's run our security checks again. And this is going to disappear right here. The top one is going to disappear. Okay, so it's better to turn off the file editor. This you can usually Google, right? So you're going to find an answer within the first 10 pages. That is what I do because sometimes you don't remember these code snippets. So then it's right there. Boom. Just take it from there. and then it says put it in your config file. So let's go do that. We have our Dreamweaver, and remember we left it here because we're gonna do this. That's what I meant. So I'll save it, and then I'll upload it into the site. And while that's happening, see if we can run security tests again. Maybe we can do something else in the meantime. So it's still prompting us to turn off the file editor. We're still waiting for a connection, so I know it's a little slow with the server. Yeah, there's a lot of really good articles when you put up the security stuff that give you little snippets of code here and there that'll just make your security better. It's still telling me that the config file is in an unsecured place. Let's go and see what's going on. And it wasn't, so I'm gonna go to my root domain again and see. Config is back there. How did it get back there? So
Dreamweaver must have overwritten.
yeah. So we have it up in the root domain, and I'm gonna just get down to over here. Do its trucks and just erase it from here. True. Yeah, that's the thing. Okay, so yeah, that's what we did. We uploaded it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna change it here in our you also have a code editor here, so we'll just do it here. And we'll change the correct one. So just go in and add that line of code at the end. Find disallow file edit true, boom. There you go.
That's in WP config.
Save it, yeah, in WP config. It tells you. It just Google's your friend. Just find it. You just gotta know what to Google. It's the simplest thing in the world, especially if you're a developer. Users can see the version of WordPress you're running from the README HTML file. So let's get rid of that too. So we'll go in and README, boom. Delete, you don't need it. Get rid of it. Good. So run the test again. So it's still saying it's there. Let's run it again. I'm pretty sure we erased it. It's still not recognizing that it's not there. Let's see, README. Oh, it's still there. Thought I deleted it. Okay. Delete again. Run the test again. So that's gone. Installation script is available in your WordPress file, so that you'll find in the WP admin. And then you're going to find two files that are called install and install helper, which are right there. Choose them, delete them. Bye. So let's see what it tells us now. It's gone. So we're at about 102 points out of 115 secure. We're almost there. So WordPress displays unnecessary error messages on failed logins. Again, Google it. It's another line of code that we put somewhere. I'm not the super expert. I just make things easier. So here is your solution. So there's a little code that it says put in the functions PHP file. So we're gonna get that line of code and we're gonna put it in our functions PHP file. And we find that going over here, WP content, themes, builder custom, and we'll find our functions file there, and then code editor, just add it there. So I'm gonna put in that's a good developer, added by Sergio. Will be. And since we're not using our responsive function, just take out this builder responsive function that's right there in the files. Let's just comment that out in case we need it in the future. And there we go.
That you just disable responsiveness.
They're correct, yeah. For this case, in this case, yeah.
In that functions PHP, were you in the child thing?
Builder custom, correct.
Builder custom. Okay.
Good. We're at 105 points out of 115, and we have an A. I would say that's an A minus. So there's a couple things. Your blog can be hacked by malicious URL requests. I know that is a special plugin called blog bad query, so we're gonna just go get it, and we're gonna add new. It's probably not gonna recognize it. There's been a flaw in this plugin that it doesn't recognize later versions of blog bad queries, but at least know you're there. Even if it doesn't recognize it, know you have it in. So
Block bad queries.
yeah, BBQ. All right. So now let's go to our security again. Run the test again. You're probably gonna see that it's still there. Sometimes it goes off, sometimes it doesn't. This plugin, unfortunately, and I don't know why, hasn't been updated in 10 months. So there we go. We have a basic install. That is, whenever I run through these steps, I've never gotten a site hacked.
Do you use Ithemes security?
We use Ithemes security too. That's the second layer. We can go into it if you want.
Sure, just whatever.
I try to get it in whenever the final site is, but we'll do it right now. It's okay. It doesn't hurt. Because Ithemes security plugs other security leaks that could be in the site. So let's go find Ithemes security. Gonna go download it. Product downloads. Plugins. Control F, security. Download. Boom. Just put it up in the site. Add new. Choose file. Ithemes Security Pro. They're getting rave reviews on Ithemes Security Pro.
I had a few issues with Ithemes security in the past.
They've been they have a whole team that it's like their core product, that and Backup Buddy.
Yeah.
And Sync, and they just have a whole team behind it. So any stuff going on. The thing also is that with Ithemes Security, you want to do it. It's better to install it when the site is fresh than when it's not, because it goes and changes a lot of stuff in your database and your config files and your htaccess.
Right.
So then certain plugins, if they like put in stuff in the htaccess or the config or whatever, get overridden, and it can cause havoc on your site.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Problems where I've changed the default WordPress login, and then when you go to the new login, it just displays a blank page.
Correct.
It's just a white screen.
Yeah. Backup completed. Please check your email or uploads folder. All right. So allow file updates. I will allow because it'll change your. You gotta change your config side.
Did you already make a backup?
Yes. I'm just gonna go for the one-click secure for now, and it'll get rid of some stuff. So now we're gonna. It just prompts a whole list Red and yellows are okay. So like malware scanning's not enabled, so we're gonna go do that. You just go and follow the plugin. It just prompts you to do stuff, and you do it. Usually, you're not gonna have trouble in in a fresh WordPress install. So I remember in malware scanning, there's an API key for VirusTotal. I do have it. I got one the other day, so I use it for everything. So I'm gonna look in my Evernote because I know that's where I put everything. VirusTotal API key. Probably. So okay, so now we have malware scanning. Good. So then Ben can't go in with the scrapers and put his stuff in our site. So enable two-factor authentication. Clients are not that savvy still these days to that, so I'm not gonna do it. If it were my own site, yeah, I would definitely do it, but no. Let's do some malware scanning every 12 hours or so, and then save all changes. So, you see it just prompts you to do stuff. So you just follow along, basically. I don't know what to say. And this plugin changes a lot. I've seen they've added new stuff lately the past week. So there's always things that they're finding that can make your security better. So just like I'm gonna white label this IP and then go to section 404 because it was telling me the 404 stuff. So you must turn on WordPress permalinks to use this feature. So let's go turn on the permalinks. So then I can do 404, whatever it was, detection or something. So let's refresh that and see what comes up now. 404. Don't do away mode because you don't know when your client's going to want to do stuff on the site. It could be any time. I know that it's not normal, but there's certain times that, boom. So we got 404 detection according to these guys with Ithemes Security Pro. Alright, so a user with ID 1 still exists. We're going to go fix that. That's okay, we don't need to do it. We already did a backup. So change these to admin user and user ID. It'll take us out. We have our stuff saved in LastPass, so we'll be able to go back in easily. And then security again. And then your WordPress dashboard is available 24/7. Yeah, I want to keep it that way. I don't know when my client's going to want to do stuff. Backup buddies installed, but backups do not appear to have been scheduled. Well, let's go and do a schedule. I usually do it when I transfer it to the main domain, but that's fine. We'll just make it for class sake. Dev schedule. We're going to be doing it like, let's say, weekly. No remote destination. We should. I always use a Dropbox for that, but for the time being, we're just keeping it simple. Good. Alright, so let's keep going to security, and let's see what it prompts us to do now. Your website is not looking for change files. Consider turning on file detections. My client's going to start getting a lot of emails, so I'm not going to do that because whenever it does that, it sends an email automatically. Your WordPress dashboard is using the default address you can make, so fix that. Hide backend. Yeah, we'll name it WP login. That's fine because people are used to WP admin, so we'll leave it that way. We don't want to make it complex. You're not protecting common WordPress files from access. Click here to protect your WordPress files. So let's fix that. Just click on everything. All right. Save all changes. That's probably gonna be gone off the list. It is. So we got less and less your WordPress installation is allowing users without an agent to post comments. Fix to reduce spam. Yes. Reduce comment spam. And also display a random version of WordPress too. So that, yeah, that's good to have. Right. So we're almost there. So XML RPC is available, and we're gonna make it unavailable because we don't have any feeds going on. It's just an informational site. Completely disable it. And what else? So we're almost all set. Your WordPress dashboard. So all these are in order to make things easier for the end user or your client. If it is your own site, yeah, go for it. Go for the gusto. Get everything secured, everything down. But these are things that just add another level of complexity to your clients, and you don't want to do that basically. So we're gonna enable black hack repairs blacklist feature and save that. As you see, I'm still just going down the list. These are not super important, but it's good to have.
So
All right.
the only high priority security item that you don't use is the two-factor authentication. Is that correct?
Yeah, correct. For client
Just
sites.
because you want the clients to be able to easily log in.
Yeah. I mean, you get calls sometimes just like, what is the password on my site? Well, imagine two-factor. No, you're just asking for it.
Twice the pain.
Yes. You're requiring a secure connection for logins or for the admin area. So let's do that. Oh no, I can't do SSL login because then some people won't have SSL, so that's fine. You are enforcing strong password but not for all users. We'll enforce passwords, yes, for everything from subscriber on up. I don't care. You make a strong password. Okay. WordPress installation is not publishing the release RSD. Click here to fix this. Remove RSD. Good. Save changes. You're losing a version of jQuery that's not been determined. All right, so determine it. So where are we? Disable file locking, turning. Okay. I think we're gonna leave it like that. That's far enough. Then it's asked me to change WP content, which again, it could be a pain in the ass. People are used to their / WP content images and all that stuff, so I'm not gonna change that. If it were my own site, yes, but don't add another complexity to the client. You're not logging user actions for any users, and it's just gonna generate a whole bunch of email that the client doesn't want either. So, okay. I mean, that's pretty ironclad as far as we can go. You're not gonna get hacked by a bot with all this stuff. Yeah, like I'm telling you, the NSA gets hacked. It's if you're an evil bastard or whatever, and somebody wants to hack you, you will get hacked. So there's no guarantees. Don't take it for a grain of salt. So far, but I haven't gotten a site hacked since I put in all this security stuff into my sites, and I learned the hard way. It was very, very tough. I had to get a couple of sites hacked, but now that doesn't happen. So I'm restarting. And now it's time to go and see our theme and see how we're gonna plan out the site. But before that, we're gonna take a break, and this broadcast will continue on part two.